simply because somebody put this idea that there's something pure and impure.
Dogs and cats, I love this comparison.
Whatever impure things you learnt at the age of 25,
Conscious practice. What's conscious? This is V, and today I'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on how to make my thoughts pure. My name is V, I'm an aspiring yogi, love all things meditation, yoga, and wisdom based. Super grateful to have you watching this with me. How to make my thoughts pure? That is a question I never thought about, but let's dive into the video and find out what Sadhguru has to say about it.
As you mentioned, the children should not be taught yoga or the inner science when they are kids. So when do we actually start the process of thinking pure and not letting the impure thoughts into you?
where did you get this pure thought and impure thought business? Not me.
Yes, I was confused too by that title of the video.
Thought, whatever kind of thought you have, whatever thought you generate on your mind is only coming from the data that has already been fed into you, isn't it so? You can use it, permutations and combinations of it and produce million varieties, but essentially thought is coming from the data that has already been fed into you. If you go about sifting in the mind, what is pure thought, what is impure thought, oh, you will go. And if you're trying to curb the impure thought and produce pure thought, you've finished. All the things that these so-called religions told people are sins, they have become the full-time activity of human mind. If they had just left them alone, everybody according to his inclination would have gone where he has to go. Now it's not like that, it's painted in everybody's mind because they said, this is a sin, do not think about it. Endlessly they're thinking about it. They're not even as free as dogs and cats are, human beings, simply because somebody put this idea that there's something pure and impure.
Dogs and cats, I love this comparison.
Whatever impure things you learnt at the age of 25, I do not know. I have not come in touch with anything impure in the world yet. I don't know where you came in touch with all these impure things in 25 years. I have not seen anything impure in this world, have you? Have you seen something impure? I have not seen anything impure in this world. There are different kinds of people with different kinds of problems and limitations and nonsense. I don't think it's impure. Process of purification. In different stages of purity, I see people. And first of all, this idea of pure and impure is a very sick idea. There's just life around you. There's only life around you. If you're labeling certain aspects of life as pure and certain aspects of life as impure, there is a serious problem. I want you to understand this problem is far more serious than most people really look at. It is that serious. Right now, many religions and cultures on the planet have labeled the fundamental biology itself as impure. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes,
The
I've heard this
basic
too.
biological processes themselves as impure.
And it's crazy.
Sexuality is impure, a woman's menstrual cycles are impure. What the hell, you're born out of it, then you are also impure, everything in the world is impure, creation is impure. If you like that word, you can use it. But who are you to decide what is pure and impure? This is the way life is made, isn't it? It all depends on how you do what you do, isn't it? With how much awareness you approach it. The same things can become beautiful, the same things can become ugly, depending upon who is doing it and how he is doing it, isn't it so? Yes. Something as simple as eating. Eating can be a beautiful experience, not just for nourishment. Even as an experience, it can be a beautiful experience. Somebody eats like this, you just look at that whack. Everything can be done like this, isn't it so? Who is doing it? How it is being done? That's what makes the difference. So this prejudice as to what is pure and impure has destroyed this humanity in such a bad way. Pure thoughts and impure thoughts, oh, if you sift through this, you're finished. All thoughts are just junk, okay? Essentially, they're
Finished,
coming
as he
from
says.
the limited experience of past. These thoughts are useful for your survival process. You picked up some amount of information, you want to survive in the world, this information is useful. If you're looking at life itself, these thoughts are meaningless. What happened yesterday actually has nothing to do with what's happening right now in this moment, isn't it so? But in terms of your survival in the world, you need to remember a few things. You need to use your old knowledge to earn your living on the planet. But in that, don't brand something as pure and impure. This can completely freak your life out. There's nothing pure, there's nothing impure. Life is just the way it is. It's for you to make it wonderful or make it ugly. Every aspect of your life. Yes? Every aspect of your life.
Yes.
You can either make it beautiful or you can make it ugly. If you're aware, you will make it beautiful. If you're doing things compulsively, you will make it ugly. Anything in your life, if you do it compulsively, it becomes ugly, isn't it so? If you do it consciously, it can be made beautiful, everything. From the smallest thing to the biggest thing, everything can be made beautiful if you do it consciously. And everything can be turned to an ugly mess if you do it compulsively.
So how to make my thoughts pure? What did you all think? Before I get into my reaction, let me know what your views are about what Sadhguru had to share in the comments down below. This was a great video, something similar to what I've seen with him talking about how to deal with negative thoughts. It's important to realize that this whole idea of putting positive thoughts or positive thinking on a pedestal is honestly a very misleading and not great way to go, because the nature of the mind, let's do a quick experiment right now. Yeah, you watching right now, let's do a quick experiment. If I tell you, do not think of a big, red elephant, right now, you're thinking about it, aren't you? If you thought about it, comment down below, let me know. My point here is that the nature of the mind is to resist, or anything that you resist will persist. That's just the nature of the mind. Anything that you fight will come back at you and be stronger, and it'll be strengthened. Just the nature of the mind. So that's why at the end, it's not about positive thinking, it's about dissolving your thinking as a whole. Now, I'll take a step back there. Not dissolving thinking, but dissolving the unconscious thinking. I think science also talks about this. Consider, I'm just sharing what I limitingly know, if that's a word, limitingly. And it's the idea that I think around 70 to 90% of our thoughts are actually useless, literally useless. Think about how peaceful you would be if you just didn't have those 90% of thoughts that are just running in your head. It's, in a way, really clouding this true reality of what you're seeing. The moment you see a bird, you don't see it for what it is for the most part, for most of us. You see it as, okay, it's a blue bird, as an example. So like literally the labeling has kicked in before you can perceive the bird as a bird, the aliveness of the bird. So really the point here that I'm trying to make is it is important to really just create that distance between you and the thinking, and that can be done through kriyas or meditations. And that's as simple as it gets. Pure thinking, impure thinking, that's just thinking on thinking. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, it's a label on the label. So I would encourage you all to not follow that. It's exactly how Sadhguru recommends. Just don't label them as pure or impure, because they're just thoughts. Technology itself, for example, is not good or bad. If it wasn't for technology, I couldn't talk to you right now. But if it wasn't for technology, we couldn't have also made the atomic bomb, and look at what potential danger that's put us to. It's all about clarity and consciousness and awareness. Thank you so much for taking this time and watching this with me. If you have any other video reaction requests, topics that you want to see me react to, comment down below. With that, make this a great day. Take this joyful and stay conscious. Ecstasy.